Well, Bonnie, for the last 15 minutes, we've watched this M60 vehicle, this combat engineering vehicle, uh, make large holes in the side of this building and pump tear gas in there. And at times, as you well know, tear gas can be incendiary, and apparently this is what's happened. Um, and it looks like now we have a very large-scale fire breaking.
On April 19th, 1993, a fire would envelop a compound on the outskirts of Waco, Texas, killing 25 children and about 50 adults. This was the end result of a 51-day standoff between the FBI, ATF, and a Christian religious sect, the Branch Davidians, headed by David Koresh. Koresh was an extremely charismatic person, awing people with his speech and interpretation of the Bible. He used this to gain power in the religious community, essentially becoming the theocrat of the compound. Viewed as a prophet, he began taking many wives, some consensual, some not, some almost 80, some not yet in their teens. He also began preparations to protect his sanctuary from a doomsday, which drew attention from the law. When the ATF tried to breach the compound on February 28th with a warrant for illegal firearm possession, a shot was fired. No one knows who fired it, no one knows why, but by the end of the day, 4 federal agents and 6 Davidians were dead. Then the FBI was brought in to peacefully negotiate a peaceful surrender. Obviously, that did not go according to plan. Although the FBI favored a friendlier, waited-out approach, they were being pressured to get the children inside out of the compound as fast as possible, causing them to send mixed messages to those inside, making them more fearful and confused. On day 51 of the siege, their patience was out and they made a move. With tanks filled with CS gas, a potent tear gas that the US had recently outlawed in warfare due to its inhumane effects, they breached through the outer walls and began firing. At this time, fires started across the compound. This, just like the first gunshot, is highly debated. The flammable CS gas and disorder of rolling through houses with tanks provides plenty of fuel and things to spark it. But bugs placed in the compound picked up very suspicious conversations regarding the lighting of fires, and aerial footage shows 3 fires starting on opposite sides of the compound simultaneously, suggesting the possibility that David Koresh ordered the lighting of fires in order to let his followers up to heaven at once on their own terms or other religious reasons. All this on top of a similar incident less than a year earlier at Ruby Ridge severely damaged the reputation of the FBI and law enforcement as a whole. This also exposed how divisive and sensationalist the media was, as when the story broke, many stations painted the Davidians as violent cultists who escalated the situation to their deaths, while others claimed they were moral and devout Christians brutally slaughtered by the government. The reality is much, much more gray than these suggest, and there were also several smaller controversies that I can't fit into 4 minutes, so please do your own research if this concerns you, and thank you.